Hi, my name is Jake, and I am a bookish drummer. So for this video, I'm bringing you guys the debut episode of what I'm calling Off Topic Thursday. Every third Thursday of the month, I will be doing an off-topic video where I'm talking about anything besides books. So once a month, the third Thursday of every month, I'll be doing a video. It'll be a random topic. It can be from movies, music, TV shows, sports, my personal life. It can be about anything besides books, which I love talking about books, but sometimes I get the urge to, talk about other things. So today's episode, the debut episode, I will be bringing you guys my top 10 favorite Pixar movies, which may seem very random, especially, I'm the Stephen King guy. I love thrillers and horrors and fantasy and sci-fi. Like, I love all these different types of books. But now I'm going to be talking about my favorite Pixar movies with a lot of caveats because I have not seen a lot of these movies in a very long time. A lot of these movies came out when I was a kid. I've only really seen the first, 15 or 16 Pixar movies. So there's probably a bit more than a dozen Pixar movies that I haven't seen yet, which will be rectified because I think me and Stacy are going to be getting like a Hulu, Disney Plus, Max bundle. So eventually I will be, A, rewatching a lot of Pixar movies, and B, catching up on all of the Pixar movies that I've missed. Because for me, Pixar is just one of the most like consistently great studios that just makes banger after banger. I know some of the newer movies, are considered like hit or misses, but I'm still curious. But these ones are basically going to be based off of the movies that I grew up on. So like the late or mid to late 90s, all of the 2000s, and like the early 2000s, like that era of Pixar. Like I've seen all of those. I really haven't seen like late 2000s and the 2020s. I haven't seen any of those. So basically I'm ranking classic Pixar, if you will. I'm going to be doing my personal subjective top 10 Pixar movies list. So hopefully y'all are in for this ride. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So starting off at number 10, we have Ratatouille. And this one I haven't watched that many times. Like I watched it a few times as a kid and maybe one time as an adult. And I just think it's a really inventive, cute, funny movie. Like I like the idea of this rat, like who really knows how to cook, but obviously, it's a rat, so a lot of people think of rats as disgusting. So he instead like gets into this chef's hat and is like forcing this guy to like cook better. I think that's a really funny premise, and this movie just has a lot of laugh out loud moments that I still remember, and it's got a interesting villain of like the food critic. I think is an interesting character, and overall it's just a really fun Pixar movie, and I like it. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember really enjoying it. So number 10 we have Ratatouille, and number 9 on the list we have Inside Out. Now this one is definitely one of the more creative ones that Pixar has come out with. I wouldn't necessarily call this like a laugh out loud movie, but I just think it's very creative because you've basically got like the 5 like main emotions in this like, like a 12-year-old girl's mind, and like all of the different emotions that she's feeling. And obviously you've got like the main one of joy that's trying to control everything and that kind of clashes with everything. And you've got interesting family dynamics, and just by the end, it's very touching. It's a very touching Pixar movie, and it was just very well done. I actually got to see this in theaters. Can't remember when it came out, like mid 2010s, and I just thought it was really good, like a very fresh idea for Pixar. And for me, it sits at number 9 on the list. I still haven't seen the sequel. I actually, you know what? That's partially a lie. I've seen like the first 20 or so minutes, but I haven't like actually got to sit down and watch the whole thing. off topic here a little bit, but yeah, number 9, Inside Out. And coming in at number 8 on the list, we have Monsters University, which probably wouldn't make a lot of people's top 10 list. And there's probably going to be some obvious omissions on this list, and y'all can feel free to vent in the comments down below of the couple of movies that are going to be off this list. But for me, Monsters University just came out at the perfect time. And I think they probably did this intentionally because Monsters Inc. came out when I was a kid. I think I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I thought it was a super cool idea. And as a, horror fan with like literal monsters, and it just worked out well. And then Monsters University came out when me and a lot of my friends were in college. So it just made a lot of marketing sense for them to do this. But I also thought the movie just did a really good job of taking those kind of core characters and just putting them in a university. I also thought it was cool for Pixar to kind of do a prequel. I think this is the first time they did a prequel. They did a lot of sequels. But yeah, I thought just the idea of this was really cool. And, seeing them in a college setting when me and my good friends, we all went to go see this at the movies, and we were all in college. So it was just a really good time. I think I've only seen the movie once or twice. Maybe on a rewatch it wouldn't be as good, and I do plan on doing that. But for right now, just based off of nostalgia and memories, it's got to be on the list. So number 8, Monsters University. Coming in at number 7 on the list, we have Toy Story 3. I don't know why I did it that way, just to build suspense. But yeah, Toy Story 3. It's just a really good movie. And you will eventually see I do love me some Toy Story. I would say, kind of as a minor spoiler here, this is my least favorite of the first 3. I have not seen Toy Story 4 yet. I really want to see it, and I will soon, but I've only seen the first 3, and the third one is my least favorite, probably just because of nostalgia, right? Like, the first 2 movies I watched when I was a kid, they're just cemented into my mind, some of my favorite movies of all time. Toy Story 3 is a great movie, and a lot of people would argue it's better than the other 2, but for nostalgia reasons, I watched it, I think, when I was in high school, and I really liked it, and it's deserving to be on this list. But I do, as you'll see, I do love Toy Story very much, especially the older ones. The story is really good, a very compelling villain, and it's just quintessential Toy Story goodness, and it deserved to be on the list. And it comes in at number 7 on the list. And number 6 on the list, we have Finding Nemo. And, like a lot of these movies, especially as we get upper on the list, just so much nostalgia. This one came out in like 2003 maybe. And I think when I was in 3rd grade, I remember, because this movie came out when I was in 3rd grade, and my 3rd grade teacher, she did a really fun thing where she took like the kids with like the top 5 highest grades in the class. She took them to go to the movies. And the first one, like for the first semester or whatever, she took us all to go see Finding Nemo, which we all really liked. And so I have a vivid memory of watching this movie, when I was in 3rd grade. So I was 8 or 9 years old, just watching this on the big screen and just having a real fun time. And again, just a very compelling story, very emotional at times, with a lot of laughs. It's just very nostalgic for me. So, and again, I haven't seen Finding Dory, and I really want to check it out. I've heard it's not quite as good as the original, but I still want to watch it. Finding Nemo, definitely deserving to be on the list, and it's number 6 on the list. And now we're cracking into the top 5, the nitty gritty. Like, these are my favorite Pixar movies ever. And yeah, lots of nostalgia here. And I've already mentioned this and I've already mentioned this movie. Number 5, we have Monsters, Inc. And again, this came out like 2001. I believe I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I just loved the concept. And again, when I was younger, my dad let me watch a lot of horror movies that probably I wasn't supposed to be watching, but I loved them anyway. So the idea of getting like this cartoon, but like having these kind of freaky looking monsters, like scaring people and like getting, I guess, energy and money out of it was really a cool idea. And yeah, it's just a really fun story. This is one of the funniest Pixar movies. It's just laugh out loud funny at times, but also, with Pixar, definitely a good blend of comedy and drama and emotions. Like this movie, by the end of it, you might be tearing up a little bit. And it's just a really good time. And I love the music. The music is really good because it's all kind of jazzy. I remember as a kid, even then, I was just like, oh yeah, the music's really good in this one. Sometimes, like Pixar movies, they have good music, but this one might have the best soundtrack out of all the Pixar movies because it's just very jazzy. But yeah, number 5, easily Monsters Inc. And coming in at number 4 on the list, we have The Incredibles. And again, another Pixar movie that I haven't seen the sequel to yet. Incredibles 2, which I've heard again is not as good as the original. But the original, man, so good. And like with Monsters Inc., this is just definitely one of the more funny and entertaining Pixar movies. There's just laugh out loud moments that I still remember. And again, this came out probably when I was like 10, and I haven't watched it in a long time, and I still remember, scenes from this movie. And it's action packed because it's all about superheroes. The animation is really good, and just the story is really like everything about, especially like these top 5 movies. Like they're just kind of perfect movies. But not a lot I would change about them. And yeah, Incredibles, very funny. I don't know if it has a lot of like dramatic moments. I think it's just an overall fun time. So for that, it's number 4 on the list. And number 3 on the list, I think this is probably the most underrated Pixar movie. And again, it came out, very nostalgic for me. Like one of the first Pixar movies I'd ever seen. And that would, of course, be A Bug's Life. Now, whenever I go and look at Pixar ranking lists, like this is always, most of the time it's not in people's top 10s. And a lot of the times it's lower on the list, which I don't understand. Because it's such a good story with great characters. Probably one of the best, if not the best, Pixar villain of Hopper. It's so good. Maybe on a rewatch it won't be as good because, again, I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but it's just one of my favorites, and it was one of my go-to watches when I was like a little kid. And this came out, I think, in like 97 or 98, so like I was a little kid watching this movie, and I loved it. And it was just one of my favorites. And I'm interested to go back and watch it. Hopefully it holds up because it's been a long time, but I think it will. I just think it's one of the more underrated ones, and it doesn't get the credit that it deserves. And yeah, and it's also way better than Ants. Like the Ants came out like the same year, I think, and it's just Bug's Life is so much better. But yeah, Bug's Life at number 3 on the list. And coming in at number 2, we have Toy Story 2. We have Toy Story 2, building the suspense yet again. And like I mentioned earlier, I love me some Toy Story. This came out, I believe, in like 1999. So again, I may have seen this in theaters, but I would have been like 5 or 6. I think maybe I did. But anyway, I still watched it so much on VHS that like it doesn't matter. Like this movie, a lot of people would argue that it's like one of the most competent sequels of all time. Like a lot of people would rate Toy Story 2 above Toy Story, which I can't fault them for that. But Toy Story 2 is, it is amazing. The story is great. The characters are great. And again, laugh out loud moments, but then it's got that one scene that just, I'll bring a lot of people to tears. I don't really cry a lot during movies. There's one movie that will remain nameless for now, but maybe in another video that will make me cry. But this one, it's a tear-jerking moment, and it's crazy that they put that in a kid's movie. But yeah, really good stuff, and it's super nostalgic for me. But yeah, Toy Story 2, just, one of the best sequels, if not the best sequel of all time. I think it's one of the rare movies on Rotten Tomatoes where it has like a perfect score, which never happens. But yeah, it's so good. Like, come on. So yeah, Toy Story 2 for number 2. But what's left? What's number 1 on the list, and what is getting snubbed? So I guess I'll go ahead and mention, maybe some honorable mentions, because like I've mentioned, I've only really seen the first, I think, like 15, maybe 16 Pixar movies. Some honorable mentions, this might be where people get upset, but the movie Up, it's a good movie, but I think it peaked the first 10 minutes, and then the rest of the movie is pretty good, but like those first 10 minutes are very, very good, and then the rest of the movie is kind of just good. Also, probably the most overrated is Wall-E. I remember liking Wall-E, but I didn't really. I guess it came out at a time when I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I just remember Wall-E, like everyone loved it, and I was just kind of like, it's good, good. And then there's Cars. Cars is a good movie, and then Cars 2 is probably like the lone Pixar movie that I just didn't really like. I saw it in theaters like with my cousin, and he was really little and he liked it. I thought it was kind of dumb. There's also Brave, which I remember liking, but definitely, compared to the rest of the movies in my top 10, not really deserving to be in the top 10 for me. I might be forgetting one, but yeah, I've seen a lot of the older ones, or all of the older ones, really. So yeah, that's kind of my honorable mention list here. You guys probably already know what's going to be number one. It's Toy Story. So not only is this my favorite Pixar movie of all time, it's definitely my favorite animated movie of all time, and I would probably definitely put it in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It's definitely a perfect movie in my mind. The soundtrack is amazing with Randy Newman. The voice acting with Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, just perfect. And it's just an incredible achievement in animation, because I think this is one of, if not the first, like completely computer generated movie, like CGI movie, or however you call it. It just really, it still holds up today. Like the humans don't look perfect. Like they look better in newer Pixar movies, but the toys themselves are very imaginative. And again, it's such a funny movie because Woody and Buzz just getting into hijinks and really getting on each other's nerves is just hilarious. The story is good. The redemption arc is great. It's just a movie that warms my heart, and I love it. And it's always going to be number one. Toy Story 2 is right behind it because it's just as good, but like Toy Story is just even more nostalgic for me. And a lot of this list is kind of just the feels, it's nostalgia. If I'm doing it objectively speaking, probably Toy Story 2 would be a bit higher, and then obviously some other ones would have to be on here, but I'm just doing it off of feels. Like Toy Story will always be my favorite. So yeah, that's my number one, Toy Story. All right, so that is my top 10 favorite Pixar movies of all time. Hopefully y'all are watching this because, like I mentioned, this is Off Topic Thursday, so anything to do besides books. Let me go ahead and recap here. We've got number 10, Ratatouille. Number 9, Inside Out. Number 8, Monsters University. Number 7, Toy Story 3. Number 6, Finding Nemo. Number 5, Monsters, Inc. Number 4, The Incredibles. Number 3, A Bug's Life, very underrated. Number 2, Toy Story 2. And then number 1, my all-time favorite, Toy Story, the OG, 95. I was like 1 or 2 in 1995. So I didn't watch it when it first came out. Or maybe I did, but I have no recollection. But, in my formative years, I watched it a lot. But what I want to know is, do you agree or disagree with my list? Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be mad about me not including Up or Wall-E or Cars. Hopefully there's not a lot of Cars 2 defenders out there. But yeah, that's my top 10 list. Also, comment down below, what is your favorite Pixar movie of all time? Also, let me know which of the newer Pixar movies is your favorite, because I haven't watched really any of those, and I do plan on kind of binging them and then ultimately eventually doing like a big Pixar ranking. I think there's like 29 or 30 movies, so eventually I will be ranking all of them, and we'll see how the list differs, because right now this top 10 list is just basically off of feels. like how I feel right now. I haven't watched a lot of these movies in a very long time, so I'm sure the list will change a bit. Like maybe, you know, I don't like Monsters University as much, and then all of a sudden WALL-E is amazing. Who knows? But yeah, that's what I got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you enjoyed this new format that I'm doing. Off-Topic Thursday. Every third Thursday of the month, I will be doing an off-topic video. It could be about music, movies, TV shows, sports, my personal life, food. I don't know. But comment down below what other off-topic videos you'd like to see me try or film. Yeah. You get I should stop now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you are subscribed, stay subscribed, please. I'm in a giggly mood right now. Book us from a Discord where we've got the... Son of a bitch. Where we've got tons of read-alongs and buddy reads happening all the damn time. And my Patreon link if you want to go support me there for as little as $1 a month. And my Amazon wish list if you'd like to buy me a book. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a fantastic day.